Hoop fans, welcome to another episode of Hoop Fans. I'm K Rose here with my boy Matt.
What's
What's good, bro?
what's up, guys?
What's going on, man? In this episode, we'll be talking about the madness of NBA opening week, the gambling arrest that has rocked the hoop world, our good and bad vibes, picks for teams and players this week, and more. So let's get to it, bro. So let's get to it, bro. The NBA is back. You know what I'm saying regular season is back. The madness of NBA opening week. Let's just start off with this, bro. Opening night. Is Wemby the best player in the league?
Man, let me just say it's been a hell of a first opening week in basketball. Maybe one of the best I've ever seen. Dog, to answer your question, I think right now Wemby is the best player in basketball. I think he is, man.
Do you
He's
think,
making
or is it like do you have conviction, bro? Because it don't sound like you got a lot of conviction with this.
No, I'm just thinking about the backlash I may get for that comment because
Man,
obviously we
forget
still
that.
we
What do you
still got
feel?
SGA, we got Jokic, but I think I believe that he's the best player in basketball right now. I mean, the dude is a freak of nature, doing literally everything, and he's unstoppable, man. Like we'll get into that game, his opening game, which was obviously historic in its own right, but he was making them look like eighth grade basketball team, man, in the Mavericks. So yeah, I think he's the best in basketball right now.
I mean, bro, it's hard to argue it because when I'm watching, I watched both Spurs games to start the season, right? So they went 2-0 to start the season. They're currently playing, as of this recording, the Nets. Let's just look at his statistics, bro. He's 34 and a half points, 13 rebounds, 1.5 assists, and who knows how many blocks, but a lot of them while shooting
Hmm.
63%. Now, obviously, it's only a few games, right? But when I'm watching these games, his dominance on both ends of the floor, if he's able to keep up this type of production and consistency on both ends of the floor, there's no question Wemby is the best player in basketball
Hmm.
because everyone else that you could mention, obviously they're going to dominate offensively, right? The top NBA stars, they're going to pretty much dominate offensively in their own right. But it's really first the defense that I'm seeing, right? As I was watching the second game that they played against the New Orleans Pelicans, number one, he blocked Zion at least 3 or 4 times. And God bless Zion because he had heart. He dunked on Wemby a few times, let's be clear.
Hmm.
But for him to attack the basket, for people to literally drive into the paint, and you're seeing guys turn down layup attempts, attempts at the rim because he's everywhere. You know, he had one play where when they played the Mavericks, I believe Derek Lively went up for a hook shot. And it's almost like he damn near grabbed the ball out the air, Wimby. You know what I mean? So his dominance defensively, plus all of the his offensive bag and tricks, it's like, bro, with that combined,
Yeah,
he is the best player in the league if he can
yeah,
sustain this. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Man, I think his defensive ability is just as incredible as his offensive ability. Man, I was before this recording, we were watching the Spurs Nets game a little bit, and I think Cam Thomas basically he bumped off his defender, pretty much had a nice layup, and then Wemby man just swatted it. He covers so much ground. He could be on the other block and cover so much ground. And he's just fly swatting everything, man. He's incredible to watch. Man, he's one of my favorite players for sure. I'm super excited, for him to have a full season ahead of him that we think is, he seems to be incredibly healthy now. His strength is one thing that surprised me, dog. Like he bumped Anthony Davis, who obviously put size on. He's a big dude now, and he bumped him off, dunked on him with that left hand. Man, like it was like he didn't even feel him.
Bro,
So like,
it's like, what do you do? What do you do when Anthony Davis is struggling to guard you? And in previous times, we looked at Anthony Davis as pretty much the freak athlete
right,
or the
right.
freak big man, versatile, athletic, agile big man, right? What do you do when Anthony Davis basically has zero answers? You spoke about, we've touched on his strength in previous episodes, right? Wemby seemingly having
Yep.
gained strength, right? But what is crazy to me, and we've seen this a little bit already in his career, but just his ball handling, right?
Yeah.
And his ball handling, but also the confidence and just like his he has the attitude to like be risky with the basketball, right? So
Hmm.
like he's attempting sham gods and crossovers. He looks like a 7'5" Jamal Crawford out there, which
That's a
is
great one.
insane, bro.
Yeah.
And
He's
Go ahead.
He's literally like a video game. He's a video game player. Like he's a player that you would create obviously in like my career or something. Like it doesn't even make sense when you look at him. 7'5", like you said, 7'5" Jamal Crawford. Like it's
It's nasty.
he's a nightmare for the league, and it's only gonna continue, man.
It's only
Like
going to
it's
continue. And I think to close it out in terms of like just speaking on his brilliance, because we could go on and on about that, right? Um, his IQ was higher because I'm seeing him in these first few games literally dissect where he should go on the floor or how he should operate against his defender. So
hmm
when he sees he has a Derek Lively or he has like a big man on him, he gets into his dribble package, Jamal Crawford package from the perimeter,
hmm
looking to like, shake and bake, maybe get all the way to the rim, if not step back for the three, right? Because they don't have the quickness laterally to kind of stick with him. If he sees he has a smaller wing on him, he's immediately going to the mid post. And
Yeah.
now it's time to either shoot over the top of you or maybe drive to the basket, which he did against PJ Washington, pump fake, rip baseline, reverse windmill, whatever you want to call it, reverse tomahawk
Cradle.
slam, cradle, yeah, the cradle, right? So it's like and then if you have a super small guy on him, he's even getting deeper position into the post and he's
hmm
getting to his hook shots, yada, yada, yada. So he's understanding what defender is playing him and how he should operate, right? And that's just special. It's special. So I'll ask you this then, bro. If someone was to argue against his claim of being the best basketball player right now, because it's early, what would the Spurs have to accomplish this season in the postseason for that to be a legitimate claim where it would be very hard to argue for sure? Like like how
Well,
far, how deep of a run would they have to make in your opinion?
in my opinion, they definitely have to get to the second round.
Okay.
Have to make it a close series to get to that Western Conference Finals. And I think at that point, at that point, it would just be a matter of the inexperience with that team and the youth, of that team. And we said this 2 weeks ago on our last recording, that they're definitely going to turn some heads this year. Like we made that claim, and it might have been a little too soon to say that for a lot of people, but I think we saw it, and I think it's only going to back what we had claimed about they're going to turn some heads and have a hell of a pre or a regular season, and then they're going to make the postseason for sure. It's just how they finish and what their seeding is, but I think for sure if they get a Minnesota, maybe even a Denver, they could beat a Denver.
Oof, yeah.
OKC, they might. I mean, let's not jump. I'm not going to jump the gun here, but like. I can only see really OKC giving them some problems. Um, Houston maybe a little bit,
It's
but
early. It's early.
it's
So
it's so early.
it's early.
But
So it's hard to kind of get into matchups. But I agree with you. I definitely we said this already. We kind of see them as a second round
yeah,
team where they make it to the second round and probably get defeated by a better team or experienced team. But the
yeah,
way they're looking, bro, I got a hot take. I got a hot take.
okay,
The San Antonio Spurs today are the OKC Thunder of yesteryear.
I
And
love
when
that.
you look at their players, bro,
Yeah,
not just Wemby. So okay, Wemby is Kevin Durant from
hmm
that OKC 2012 team. Wemby is Kevin Durant, right? He's the superstar, something we haven't seen before. That is kind of what Kevin Durant was back then. Stephon Castle, bro. In this analogy, he's Russell Westbrook,
hmm
uber athletic point guard. Like he's super athletic and he's a dog.
hmm
And I'm actually a little bit surprised at how like he's attacking and at times he's looking like the second best player on the Spurs.
yeah.
Um,
No, no
Stephon
doubt, no
Castle
doubt.
was Russell Westbrook, and he's young. It's his
Right?
first season, but Dylan Harper is OKC James Harden.
Yeah,
Lefty,
dude, I have no problem with that take. I think that's you're
bro,
cooking.
lefty, smooth, comes in and makes an immediate impact. I'm like watching his game. He just smooth. He athletic too. He makes the right plays. He's able to pass the basketball. So Wimby is KD. Stephon Castle is Russ. Dylan Harper is James Harden.
hmm
And then now you have all the surrounding pieces around them that are like gonna resemble the talent that the OKC Thunder had back in the day.
Yeah.
So it's scary times with the Spurs, man, and Wemby's brilliance and his improvement is only like pushing them forward. Last thing on them, it's gonna be interesting when De'Aaron Fox comes back, because I think that Wemby kind of can mitigate that a little bit because they may be able to play four guards around Wemby because he can protect
Hmm.
the rim as well.
Hmm.
But it's going to be interesting to see how the lineup and the rotation changes when Fox gets back healthy.
Yeah.
Um, so let's move on, bro. Opening week, enough Wemby, right? We got Wemby out the way. Here was my observation and watching a lot of the teams to start this week off. I'm watching, and I hope that mostly Luka and Giannis, I hope they did a lot of back exercises this offseason. I hope they did a lot of back exercises off season because they're gonna have to carry their teams this whole season.
I knew where that
Okay.
was going.
Bro, I hope they did a lot of back exercises. I hope they got in the gym and got right. We know Giannis does that because they
Yeah.
gonna be carrying their roster
It's
this
gonna get
season,
heavy,
bro.
huh?
It's going listen, it's heavy now. So we looking at it, and it's somewhat SGA as well. I'll throw him in that, but I really want to focus first on Luka and Giannis. Luka currently 46, 11, and 8 for a 1-1 record for the Los Angeles Lakers, my team. Giannis 34, 17, and 6 for a 2-0 record for the Milwaukee Bucks. Um, I'll start off with Giannis and my observations. Just watching it, he has to expend a lot of energy on both sides of the floor, right? Now, we
Yeah.
just praised Wemby for what he's doing on both sides, and he's dominating. I feel like Giannis is doing the same thing. I think the difference is, and I'm seeing in the teams, is that Giannis has no damn choice, bro.
Hmm.
No choice. Everything goes through that man. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing offensively to like obviously Giannis is going to be featured heavily. But like the offense has to go through Giannis because in my opinion, they don't have much other offensive talent right now.
No, I mean you're spot on, bro. I think that in the case of Milwaukee, like obviously they lost throughout the past couple years. Their defensive identity has kind of it's lessened each season. After the Drew Holiday exit, they lost him. This past year they lost Brooke Lopez, right? They got Miles Turner, an aging
Yes,
center
they
who
did.
who can still block shots. He can still defend at a
He can shoot.
decent. He can shoot too. Yeah, offensively, he's good offensively for sure. Very unorthodox game, but he's still 7 foot, 7'1", strong. Can defend bigs, especially on pick and rolls. He's able to switch back on bigs and kind of extend his shot blocking a little bit. It's decreased throughout the past couple years for sure. But outside of those two, bro, I don't. He, I mean, Giannis obviously has to muster pretty much all of the defensive, um, the load. So I don't see them really upping their defense. I mean, I know you have your opinions on like Kyle Kuzma and like Kevin Porter Jr. and those guys, aren't defensive minded players. I think Cole Anthony can defend the ball a little bit. Um, yeah, but they're not. They're going to struggle for sure, I think. I mean, 2-0 early, like you said, but I think they're going to struggle for sure, especially on the defensive end.
See, for me, here's my opinion in watching them, right? I can't necessarily say that they're going to struggle this entire season, right? Like I said, it's early. What I'm
Yeah.
noticing is that for them to have some type of success, Giannis is going to bear the burden, right? Now, I like their addition of Miles Turner, right? So I like
Mhm.
their front court in terms defensively, right? They're very with Giannis and Miles Turner in that front court, it's going to be very tough to score at the rim because they're lively big men just with length, right? Um and I like his addition offensively, right? To have a floor spacer that can play a similar role like Brooke Lopez has played with Giannis for the past few seasons. So I like that addition. But in just watching, I was watching them play the Toronto Raptors this week, and it was just astounding. Like, wow, Giannis has to do everything. He has to be the ball handler. He has to bring the ball
Mhm.
up the floor. He has to probably initiate the pick and roll. He has to be involved in the pick and roll as the big man. He has to finish the plays. He has to make all the reads to the shooters. So their philosophy, as I'm seeing right now, is they're surrounding Giannis with shooters, which makes sense, right? You surround the bull in the China shop with shooters, but I'm looking at it and it's like, bro, he has to do so much. And where's the Dame? Where is the secondary creator that can just create offense for them? One thing I'll say before I let you go, bro, is that when I was watching the game against Toronto, I didn't necessarily like who they had coming off the bench versus who they
Mhm.
had starting. against Toronto, Kevin Porter Jr. He didn't play that game, so he was unhealthy that game, so he was a
Hmm.
scratch. But I'm watching the game and I'm like, okay, I'm seeing Bobby Portis come off the bench. Then I see a Cole Anthony come off the bench, right? Now, obviously, you have Miles Turner and Giannis, so you can't start Bobby Portis. But it's like I'm watching some of their offensive talent that could help assist Giannis,
And it's not
and
there.
they're on the pine,
Right.
right? They're on the pine. And so that's going to be interesting to me how they figure out the rotation. Because I was watching, I love Cole Anthony's game. Quick, shifty guard, get downhill floaters, sneaky athletic, right? Can make a
Hmm.
few plays, and he's knocking down the three ball. I like how he helps their offense. So it's gonna be very interesting to see. But Giannis is gonna be tired and his back is gonna be sore because he's gonna be carrying a very very large burden for this entire
Yeah.
season.
Yeah, I don't love their starting guard play either. Like Ryan Rollins and AJ Green.
And normally it would be Kevin. It would be Kevin
Right.
Porter Jr. if he's healthy. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah, I don't love their guard play. I think that inexperienced, those are guys that were obviously role guys in the past couple seasons. Obviously, just their progression is to become a starter. I just don't think they're starters in the NBA. And that's just the cards that the Milwaukee Bucks are dealt with right now, but it's definitely going to be interesting to see how they progress once, KPJ comes back.
Absolutely, I agree, bro. Now we got one of those stars who's gonna have a heavy burden on his back out the way. My Los Angeles Lakers, bro. Luka Doncic. Luka the
Bad boy,
Don.
man.
Luka the Don, 46, 11, and 8 for a 1-1 record. Listen, he's balling. Luka Doncic is hooping, bro. And I love that we had all the reports of the offseason, him getting in shape, him getting slim. He looked like he's having fun out there. The game looks so easy offensively for Luka. When I was watching him play against the Timberwolves, it's like, bro, it don't matter what defender you throw at him. It don't matter what scheme you throw at him. He has everything going for himself, and he's so comfortable.
Hmm.
You know, he bringing the ball up 6'8". He don't even really got to dribble low. It's like I could put my hip on you, get to where I gotta go, call for the ball screen from DeAndre Ayton, get into the lane. I'm either going to float you or throw the lob. Like it's crazy. But
Yeah.
when I'm looking at the Los Angeles Lakers roster, he's going to have to continue this type of production for them to really compete against the better teams. And I think that's going to be a little bit of a concern. What have you seen from the Lakers and Luca?
Yeah, man. I mean, just everything you hit on. I think that I wish he didn't have to shoulder the load as much as he's gonna have to because, like, I think that with Austin Reeves, Rui, and Aiton, those are three guys that should probably average between 15 to 18 points individually. Um, I know. I mean, Reeves.
Reeves
I
is going to
think
get
that's not
that.
out of the question.
Yeah,
I
Reeves is
think,
going to get that. Reeves is going to get that.
yeah.
It's really Rui and DeAndre when
But
I'm
they're
looking at.
supposed to do that. Like, I don't know. I don't understand why they can't do that. I mean, it's inconsistent for sure with Aiton. I think Rui can definitely give you 14 to 15. Um, but Aiton, I think out of those three is the one that's gonna have to be more aggressive, man. When I watch them, I see Aiton kind of just settle for kind of turnaround jumpers, hook shots that aren't really within range for a 7 footer at his size and his you know his strength. I mean, you'd think that he'd be able to kind of assert some more dominance, and it doesn't happen with him. Um, for whatever reason, I don't know if it's a lack of confidence thing. I don't know if it's just he doesn't realize how to utilize his size, but he's frustrating for sure, man, because he's a guy that I see 16 to 17 and 11 and a half, 12 boards, on a nightly basis. I don't think that's far-fetched at all.
It shouldn't
Um,
be. He's a
and he
former number one pick.
Right, bro. And he's just getting, 8 to 10 points and 9 to 10 rebounds, which, might be suitable and serviceable for some teams, but for what the Lakers need, it's much more.
It's much more. Now, to his credit, when I was watching the Timberwolves game, he played a pretty decent game against the Timberwolves, I
Yeah.
thought. 15 points, 8 rebounds, right? So that's kind of in line of what you're kind of looking for. And I thought his toughness, I thought he displayed some toughness
Hmm.
during that game. It was one sequence where I saw he went and he attempted, I don't know if it was a lob or a bounce pass off the pick and roll, one of the two. He caught the basketball and he went to go finish strong with the dunk over the top,
Hmm.
probably on Rudy Gobert, right? And I saw it was a sequence where you saw after the play he got fouled, Austin Reeves is walking up to him, basically telling him, "Yo, I'm not mad that you missed or yada yada yada. I want you to go like that every time." Like Austin Reeves was happy that he went strong to the basket, right?
Hmm.
And that's where we're at with DeAndre Ayton. It's like they're going to have to really push his buttons and push him consistently to play strong, play
Hmm.
tough, and have that type of mentality. I agree with you 1,000% with him. He has the physical tools, right?
Hmm.
Like he has the athleticism. He's
A little
a
bit,
little
yeah.
stiff. He kind of plays straight up and down, but he has the physical tools to be aggressive. I'm with you. When he catches the ball within 5 feet, I don't necessarily all the time like those short jump shots. How about pound dribble and let's go up strong and try to finish through contact or finish over the
Hmm.
top.
Hmm.
And that's I think is going to be a delicate balance with DeAndre Ayton, right? But in terms of back to Luka, because it's all going to relate to how they can help Luka in LeBron's absence. Um, I think it's going to be interesting to see. I like JJ Redick as a coach, so I think he's going to do his best to kind of coach that toughness, coach that defensive discipline. Um, but we're just going to see how they can help Luka. But in my opinion, it's going to be a carry job this season. We might be for Luka Doncic. We might be looking at a 2005-06 Kobe season where it's like he has to score 35, 36 for this team to be really competitive with the better teams.
Yeah.
And that's assuming we don't know when LeBron's going to come back. And so that's kind of the caveat as well, because when LeBron comes back, maybe then obviously a lot of that load is going to be lifted, right? But until
Hmm.
then, he's going to have to be 05-06 Kobe.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think that's where we're headed to, you know.
Nah, I'm with you. I'm with you. So bro, I wanted to, that's the Los Angeles Lakers, right? And that's Wemby, right? Those are the hotter subjects in the NBA. A big thing that I saw from this opening week was I question: is the point guard position has it died, bro?
Has
And
it?
let me just give you some context. The reason I ask, the Dallas Mavericks are starting Cooper Flagg at point guard, and the Houston Rockets, when I watched their first couple of games, they have Amen starting at point guard, but they really don't have a Amen is starting at point guard, learning the position as well on the fly as well. So has the point guard position died in the NBA, bro?
I think that, yeah, the traditional point guard, so to speak, has been put to rest. I think that teams are trying to go with the tallest and the most length as possible, and whether that is experimenting with taller, younger wings and kind of putting them at that point guard spot and just trying to say figure it out. It seems like teams are willing to take a risk on that rather than just get signing or just kind of going with a traditional 6'2", 6'3", 6'4" point guard. A facilitator, kind of running the offense, being that quarterback back there, if you will. But yeah, I don't know if I like it honestly because I think it's much of a trial and error type of thing. Like just kind of with the Cooper Flagg situation. I don't love him at point guard. I don't think any of us foresaw him being the point guard like a month or two ago. Um, I don't think that's where his true potential lies either. I don't like the fact that they're almost kind of taking him and trying to make him like this like rookie LeBron. When you look at rookie LeBron highlights, he kind of reminds me of Cooper Flagg right now, minus um, the offensive bag that LeBron had at that point. I don't see Cooper having that, but more of like the rebound, and pushing it and trying to find an open man and trying to set something up is what it looks like they're trying to put him in that archetype as.
I agree everything you just said, bro. I'm gonna say my opinion very simply. NBA teams do not work without experienced ball handlers on the floor.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about the
Yeah.
Dallas Mavericks, right? You brought up Cooper Flag.
Yeah.
Let's give some context. Jason Kidd is the head coach, right? And so we've heard reports of how back when Jason Kidd was the head coach for Milwaukee, he put the ball in Giannis's hands and made Giannis the point guard, right? Here's the difference between Giannis, between LeBron James when he was a rookie being a ball handler, and someone like Cooper Flag, in my opinion, right? Giannis, when you watch his tape before the NBA, from what little I've seen, it looked like he spent a lot of time handling the basketball,
Hmm.
right? Bringing the ball up and handling the basketball. That was pretty much his game in Greece, in a lower level league out in professional league in Greece when he was a young bull. LeBron James, we've seen his high school highlights. We've
Yeah.
seen he was basically a point guard in high school, right? He did
Right.
everything in high school, but he also uh ran the point very, very well. In my estimation, bro, even watching Cooper Flagg at Duke and watching his high school like type of highlights and everything, in my opinion, he was on the perimeter a lot at Duke,
Hmm.
but he wasn't someone handling the ball and setting up the
Nah.
offense. In high school, in my opinion, it looked like he was more of a forward in the sense that he was an athletic guy, putbacks, shoot the three, make a couple of moves on the perimeter, but more of a
Yeah.
like you get what I'm saying, more of a
Yeah.
wing, a wing. Cooper Flag, in my opinion, they're they're doing right by him by putting the ball in his hands because he's going to get the reps and the experience and understanding how the floor lays out with defenders. They're doing wrong. Jason Kidd is doing wrong by the Dallas Mavericks team by putting him at point guard.
Hmm. No, I completely agree as well. I think that, being a point guard has to be somewhat in your basketball like makeup, like your DNA almost. Like it
Yes.
has to be in your skill set. And to your point, man, we didn't see it at Duke. We didn't really see it in high school. You got to look comfortable bringing the ball up. You obviously got to have ball handling skills. And I just don't see it with Coop, man. I think his skill set lies in that wing, back cuts, getting some pin downs, maybe for some open threes. Um, Maybe when he gets a little stronger in the mid post, but I don't see him being a point forward that's going to be able to set up offenses. And I could be wrong. Maybe that will be the case when he gets a little older and his career, progresses. But like right now, I don't see it at all.
I don't see it right now. I can see it in his career. I
Yeah.
don't see it right now where it is going to get to the point where it'll help the Dallas Mavericks, right? And it's a shame, is because like Kyrie is hurt right now, and he won't be
Mhm.
back for a few months, right? Coming back from that, I believe, an ACL injury.
Yep.
So you have D'Angelo Russell on the floor, and this is the problem, right? And this is the issue when you have a pretty talented team from last season gain such a high lottery pick, and we're not going to talk about how that happened, right? But this is the issue. You have PJ Washington, you have Klay Thompson, you have Anthony Davis, you have Derek Lively, right?
Mhm.
And you have Cooper Flag. To really maximize on Cooper's skill set to help the team right now and not so much his development, you want to keep him as much as you can as an athlete. So you put him on the wing. He can shoot the threes. He can 1-2 dribble pull ups, get on the break and finish on the break, and he doesn't have to lead it and make the decision every time.
Mhm.
You have him come off a couple stagger screens, catch the basketball, get into the paint, kick to an open shooter. You keep it
Yeah.
simple if you want to maximize his talents for the Mavericks.
Right.
The issue is with their rotation, if you throw D'Lo in the starting lineup and you put Cooper Flag at the wing, who has to go to the bench? Clay or PJ Washington?
I think I would move PJ to the bench. And I thought about this, had a couple conversations. I like that starting lineup of D'Lo, Clay, Coop, um, AD, and Gafford or Gafford or Lively at the five. I like that. I don't see why, PJ is going to give you anywhere from 13 to 15 off the bench or starting. I think that you don't think so?
No, 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 no. I think so. Keep going, keep going.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I think that that's where they got to go. I mean, if they want to progress for the future or for now, for this season, like let's see that lineup. Let's see Coop be who he is in the NBA at that position, and then let's naturally ease him into that
Ease
point
him in.
forward. Let's not
And
rush him.
let's
Like,
not rush him. Yeah, and I agree. I just think it's going to be tough because you pay PJ Washington that
yeah,
money, and
yeah,
you pay him something like that. He's supposed to be a starter, and he should, in theory, based on the ability, be a
yeah,
starter. But then you need Klay Thompson's spacing, which is only so. In that case, if they both have to start, the only
yeah.
place you could put Coop is at the one,
Do
right?
you think that would hurt Clay's confidence if he went to be a six man, or do you think that's his age?
I
Do you
just think
think?
he's a vet. It's not a confidence thing. I just think he's a vet. He's Clay freaking Thompson. So it's
Right.
like, and I do think they need his shooting, right?
Yeah.
They need his shooting very, very bad. So, and then if you
Yeah,
put Coop at the
that's a good
four,
point. That's
you
a good
put Coop at
point.
the four, you don't start your lottery center in Derek Lively. So it's tough decisions. I just don't necessarily know if I agree with the Coop being the one, and you were
Yeah.
going to have success as the Dallas Mavericks. I don't agree.
Yeah. No, I
Um, no, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say, bro, I completely we're on the same page with that.
Now we can touch on the Houston Rockets. It was a pretty rough game for Reed Shepard against the OKC Thunder, but they have a lot of amazing uh point of attack defenders. So they kind of threw him, the second year guard, Reed Shepard, lottery pick. They kind of threw him in the fire.
Mhm.
I think the Rockets are going to be another team that's going to kind of have to deal with losing Fred Van Vliet to a season long injury. So he's out for the year, and not having a guard that's just comfortable running the offense, getting the ball to KD where he wants it, right? They don't really have anybody to do that. Um, so they're running a lot of the ball handling duties through KD, through Shingun, through Amin Thompson, and they're great players and they can shoulder the load. But it's like, and when crunch time happens and you kind of need someone to really be able to handle the ball and make the right plays, it's going to become
Yeah.
tough. I think it's going to be tough for them. They're 0-2 for the season as well.
Do you think
Um,
it's working better for Houston than Dallas right now, or do you think it's the same boat?
I think Houston just has a better team
Yeah.
and more high in talent, so they're going to win games and be
Right.
able to get through it better than the Dallas Mavericks are, in my opinion. You
Hmm.
have Kevin Durant, you have Shingun, you have Amen. They have talent. It's just
Hmm.
I think they're still struggling with it as well.
Yeah.
Um, So yeah, bro. Uh, it was a lot going on. We could go on. It was a lot of games this opening week. But unfortunately, with the great basketball that we got from NBA opening week, we had a lot of drama in the NBA off the court to start the week as well and start the season. So reportedly, a few days ago, Chauncey Billups, Terry Rozier, and Damon Jones all were arrested on accusations of gambling, illegal gambling, basically. So I'll read exactly what it is. Chauncey Billups, Terry Rozier, and Damon Jones, they've been arrested and charged in two separate but related federal investigations involving illegal sports gambling and organized crime. Chauncey Billups is charged in a mafia linked gambling and poker rigging scheme, while Terry Rozier is accused of sharing inside information for sports betting purposes. Basically, in 2023, March of 2023, in a game, allegedly, Terry Rozier, he told some people to bet the under on him, and he faked an injury and was taken out of the game. So they actually hit on those unders, right? And from what I read, reportedly, it was upwards winnings of like 200,000
Mhm.
from that particular instance. And Damon Jones is charged with wire frauds, conspiracy, and money laundering. And he's specifically accused of selling inside injury information, including that of LeBron James, reportedly Anthony Davis, and possibly LeBron James and Anthony Davis. So basically a lot of craziness, bro. Have you seen these reports, and what was your initial reaction to any of these arrests in information?
Oh yeah, I sure have. I was, tuned into those reports as they were coming in. Was that Thursday morning?
I believe
I
so.
think, yeah, I think it hurts, obviously the integrity of the game, the purity of the game. It's a bad look. It seems to be like a small black eye for the league. Right now it's small, but
If true.
yeah, if true, there's reports that this is like just the tip of the iceberg. I think it's going to unfold slowly, as stuff moves forward. Um, I was a big Chauncey Billups fan growing up, bro. So this is like it's sad to hear that he's doing that, and I don't know what for. I mean, there was reports that he was with like the five mafia families or whatever behind the scenes doing this stuff. So it's like it's grimy. I didn't think that. I thought Chauncey Billups was like a stand-up dude, or
And it's all alleged, bro. So we don't know if this is true. We do have to put that disclaimer out there. He
yeah,
has his
yeah,
day in court. but like I
he
agree with you.
does.
The reported, what they're alleging and accusing him of doing is not something
Yeah,
that we would have thought we would have seen a person like Chauncey Billups
yeah.
accused of. So I agree.
The Terry Rozier stuff, Rozier, um, it doesn't surprise me. I don't know why, but like I feel like the past couple years there was like chatter about some of the bad games that he was doing and looked, obviously on purpose. And if you watch some of those highlights, bro, it's like, hey, that man's guilty. Like
What was that
guilty.
of power? What did he say? Whatever they say he did it
He did
allegedly.
it.
I'm with you, bro. I think. and we're going to tackle this from a hoop fans perspective, right? So we're not lawyers, we're not authorities,
Right.
we're not cops. So we're just looking at it from a basketball fans perspective. I agree. I think it's unfortunate, and a lot of people have said that this has been some amazing basketball. This has been, like you said earlier, maybe one of the best opening weeks of NBA, especially with we didn't even really speak on it. The broadcasting on Amazon and ESPN. So
Yeah.
it's been amazing. NBC. It's been amazing. For arrests and reportings to come out to kind of counteract that positivity for the league. It's unfortunate. Like you said, I was a fan of Chauncey Billups as well growing up. Chauncey Billups is currently the head coach, or he was. I guess I don't know. I don't even know. He's on indefinite leave from the NBA right now. But at the time of his arrest, he was the head coach
Hmm.
of the Portland Trailblazers. So with him, for example, it's a deep, like
It
it's a
is.
deep dark thing. When I was reading some of the accusations, basically, like you said, working with particular crime families and being like the face card is what they reportedly called him, or he was in the operation, allegedly, and that he would attract celebrities, rich people who would come play these poker games, these card games. And these games were rigged with different technologies for certain people to see cards, just a lot of like ways that you can manipulate a card game so that you
Yeah.
win money. And he was
Yeah.
attracting the people with the money allegedly, right?
Hmm.
And also gaining some of the money or the proceedings. So that's insane, right? Because there have been reports that there were other NBA people at these games, reportedly
Right.
Kevin Garnett,
Yep.
Tyronn Lue, different members like that. So it's insane. Terry Rozier, we've known about these accusations because the NBA had previously did an investigation themselves, and this is where it gets tricky. The NBA's investigation found, according to them, that it was insufficient evidence to really, you know, find him guilty of anything, right? So Terry Rozier was initially under investigation, and he went back playing for the Miami Heat, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so it's insane. It's so much we could say. And lastly, for me, the Damon Jones, my reaction to that, I think that is insane because of his proximity to LeBron James.
Bro, you took the words right out of my mouth with that.
It's like he was allegedly giving information about LeBron James and Anthony Davis not suiting up.
Yeah.
And giving that information, people bet the under or take the money line for the other team, and he get a little bit of the blowback of the money for providing that information.
Yeah. And I just want to
That is
say
crazy.
that is wild to me. And I just want to say Damon Jones is a guy that's been on pl when he was playing with the Cavs, he was on obviously with LeBron. They seem to have somewhat of a relationship off the court.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
for me to hear that Damon Jones was giving information to bettors about LeBron's, health status going into games really shows me that Damon Jones really could probably care less about the friendship or the relationship as long as it was benefiting his pockets in some way. And obviously there's some specifics we probably don't know. We probably won't know about that relationship, but to me, he just severed a relationship with LeBron James.
Oh, it's
Like
over.
it's over. And
It's over.
I mean, bro, these are guys that are millionaires, multimillionaires. They don't need any money unless there's something behind the scenes where they're in debt in some way that they have to kind of get their debt, pay their debts back by doing these things. That's the only way I could see them doing it. Because for financial gain, it just comes down to greed if you're doing it just to get some more
Get some
money.
bread. I think, and I'm with you. I think as a hoop fan, that's kind of what we're asking, right? We don't know anyone's pockets. And from a hoop fan perspective, we kind of look at everything. We look at all these NBA players as they're loaded with money, and
Right,
sometimes that may not be the case, right?
right.
But so you kind of have to ask yourself, well, why are you guys risking the stability of an NBA job, like a
It's
Chauncey, allegedly Chauncey Billups and Terry Rozier, and then and how you just described, Damon Jones risking a friendship or risking his status, right?
Yeah.
With a LeBron James, because like you said, bro, he can delete that number. I saw Bomani Jones say that he can delete LeBron's number. It's
Oh,
over.
did he? I didn't even see that.
No, 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 no. It was like it was a joke.
Yeah.
Like he can delete that number. It's
Yeah.
over. It's over, bro. Like it's
Yeah.
you can't. This is insanity. Um, I'm very interested to see, like you said, it's going to be the tip of the iceberg. I'm interested to see how the league goes from here, and with this on top of the Kawhi Leonard aspiration
Oh,
scandal that's kind of going on behind the scenes as well, investigation. It's like, wow, all of this positivity and just to be counteracted with all of this negativity and illegal gambling and illegal manipulation of maybe cat money, and it's insane, man. This league is never it's never like, it never rests. You know what I mean? This league never rests.
yeah,
It's always something interesting. So we'll see how it goes. That's really my take. We'll just see how it goes from here.
yeah,
Um, Last thing I'll say on that front, Chauncey Billups was the coach for the Trailblazers. They've been playing pretty well, right?
yeah,
They've been playing pretty well. Led by Denny Advia, if that's how you say his name.
yeah.
So we'll see how they fare in the midst of this kind of scandal as well. So bro, that was some bad vibes. So let's
That
just get to some more good vibes and bad vibes, right, from this past week. Um, I'm gonna ask you, bro, this past week to start the season. I don't know how often we'll do this, but to start the season, what is your good vibes team? Like a team that's exhibiting good vibes to start the season right now.
the good vibes team to me is the Golden State Warriors. I think the Golden State Warriors are rocking and rolling right now, and it's I think Steph is going to be Steph, and he's kind of found this fountain of youth thing going on at 30, 37 years old. And,
37.
they got an old ass lineup, but bro, they're finding a way to win. And I think Jimmy's playing out of his mind right now. Draymond's doing his thing, even at, the ripe age of 35, 36. Who else? Al Horford.
Al Horford.
He's been pretty serviceable. I mean, I know he's not playing back to backs, so that might be an issue. Don't know how many back to backs they have this season, but man, they look good. They look good to me. I think that they've found some camaraderie with that starting unit. Kaminga has been a pleasant surprise. His offseason work is showing. Um, I think he's playing like everybody knew he could. Maybe he didn't have the backing of the organization, but it kind of seems like they let bygones be bygones a little bit. And yeah, I mean they got a good team right now, man. So they're my good vibes pick of the week.
I'm not mad at that, bro. I'm not mad at it at all. And I think it's smart. It's a great choice because in general, the Warriors are pretty much good vibes, right? I think
Right, right.
under Steph Curry's leadership, even though it could be brought down a little bit by the antics of Draymond Green, like Draymond
Mhm.
is may not be the representative of good vibes, but I think just under the leadership of Stephen Curry, it's like his teams always are going to have some type of good vibes around them, right? So I'm not mad at that pick. I will say this though, they're 2-1. I noticed the same thing always with the Warriors, and they're just very reliant on small ball,
Mhm.
right? And my concern for them this season, as it has been for every season watching the Warriors, I love the Al Horford pickup, but Al Horford at his age may not be somebody you can rely on to play every
Right,
game and
right.
someone you can rely on to play heavy minutes every game. He's an older man. But when I was watching a few of their games, I liked their minutes with Al because he can still stretch the floor and he gives you size
Mhm.
defensively and rebounding. When they are small, I just think it's tough, right? When you play a lineup of Steph, uh, Pods, Draymond, Jimmy, and Kuminga, I just feel like it's open season at the rim. And
For
as
sure.
great as Draymond is as a defender, he's only 6'5",
Mhm.
right? And so in the West where you have a lot of lineups and front lines like Houston's, what are they going to do with San Antonio? What are they going to do with San Antonio? What are you going to do with Houston?
Their
These
hands are going to
front
be
lines
full.
that are huge.
Yeah. I got to shout
Um,
out my man, my coworker Marcus. He said that Houston has the best lineup in the NBA. So to your point, they're not going to do anything with the
just
likes of
size wise,
Houston. Yeah.
yeah, just size wise, how does your front court compete when you're just
Yeah.
so small? I think that's my concern with them watching them. And but they're good vibes. I'm not mad at that.
Yeah.
What is your Who is your good vibes player? And I know you're going to be very happy to talk about this. Who's your good vibes player,
Bro,
bro?
my good vibes player of the week is Aaron Gordon.
Talk
Like,
to me.
I'm a big Aaron Gordon fan, man. I think he's the most underrated role guy in the NBA. I think that he brings his hard hat every night. He had a 50 ball, y'all,
Biggie
a
Burger.
50 ball against Golden State, 10 threes, shot like 87% from the field. Like, dude, I'm a huge Aaron Gordon fan. A lob threat. He's the perfect kind of sidekick to Jokic. You know, he runs that short corner so well. Yeah, man, and he's always in a great positive mood for his team. He's always backing his guys. Always has the best to say about his teammates. He followed that up last night with a 17 point uh, performance, to beat who did they beat? Phoenix. They beat Phoenix. So yeah, I mean he's in a great headspace. Obviously, he had a terrible offseason, with his brother and stuff like that. So some family stuff, but we don't gotta get into that. The dude's
Yeah,
all
yeah. And I mean, unfortunately, we don't want to get into that, but like his brother had passed. I believe it wasn't this off season. It was it during last season?
oh, was it during last season?
Because I believe they made the playoff run. Remember, I believe that was kind of
Okay.
like a motivation that they were saying.
Okay. Okay.
But I'm with you, bro. I almost want to steal your pick because it's like Aaron Gordon is good vibes,
Yeah.
and I was watching him when they played. Who did they played before Phoenix? They played
Golden State, I think.
who did he have the 50 burger against?
Golden State.
Yeah, yeah. So he had the 50 burger against Golden State.
Yep.
I watched that game,
Yeah.
and I was just like, wow, like his development, his
Yeah.
career has gone about as well as you could imagine it going, honestly, right?
Yeah.
Um, because I remember when he was in Orlando, he was a high pick. I believe he was the fourth pick in his draft. And I
Hmm.
remember when he was in Orlando, and it seemed like every season they tweaked his role and what they want and the player that they wanted him to be, right?
Hmm.
So when you come in the league, you're a high draft pick. They want him to be that, like, you're on the wing, you're a ball handler, similar to what some
Right.
of the top guys are going through now. And as his career kept going, and it's kind of like, well, maybe that's not really his strength at the moment. The league isn't there yet. Now it's like it transitioned to him being, okay, can you shoot the ball?
Hmm.
Can you be a shooter, a wing, and shoot the ball? Then it became at towards the end, he basically became a small ball five. I
Hmm.
say all this to say, watching his development and his skill set and his shooting get to the point of where it is now, coming to Denver and like you said, pairing with Nikola Jokic and with someone like Aaron Gordon, what I love with him next to Jokic and on the Nuggets, with his skill set and his athleticism as a roller and as a lob threat, generally you're gonna have him in a lot of pick and rolls.
Hmm.
The beautiful thing is when you have a big man such as Jokic who can pass the ball so well, when he sets the ball screen, he catches it in the short pocket, and
Hmm.
then Aaron cuts baseline, and he's such a great passer. He throws the lob, and
Yeah.
I think it has changed. And now he's hitting threes. So if he doesn't cut, it's a swing to the corner. He has an open three in the corner, and
Right.
I think that has absolutely changed AG's career,
Right.
honestly. So
Yeah,
I'm
man.
with you, bro. I love that pick.
Yeah. I don't think a lot of people talk about his offensive bag too. Like in that mid post, he'll
Yeah, he can
he'll
handle it.
operate out of that and get to that paint area, hit a little, midi fadeaway or kind of just back you down and kind of like bull you, into the post. Dude, I gotta get an Aaron Gordon jersey because I mean if he continues this, man, I don't think anything's really stopping him from being the second best, player on that team and borderline all-star
I'm about
maybe.
to
I
say
know it's
All
early.
Star. Yes,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that. So I'll give mine. I'll go quick. My good vibes team of the week, man, the 76ers, bro. And we got the Phillies caps on. We're from the
Right.
Philadelphia area. I'm not a Sixers fan, I'm a Lakers fan, but they've got good vibes. And the reason I say the Sixers have good vibes, bro, is because with everything going on with Joel Embiid, who did play a very good game against the Hornets, but with everything that comes with Joel Embiid's injury and his status as a player right now, for
Mhm.
that team to be winning games and to be so positive, they have to be my good vibes team of the week. You know, you're gonna touch on VJ Edgecomb later on, I believe, this episode. But when I'm watching their team play and I'm looking at the highlights, right? Maxi's starting off hot, scorching, right? And what I'm noticing is he's shooting that three ball from even farther behind the line than usual, right? He's knocking it down. He's shooting it like from Dame range back there. So Max, he's hit the ground running. VJ Edgecomb as a rookie has hit the ground running. They still have Quentin Grimes, who's a shooter and really came into his own as a scorer last season with them, and he just hit the game winner against the Hornets this past game. Um, when I'm looking at the team, I'm like, it's just great vibes, bro, and they're counteracting everything that's coming from Embiid not really being uh ready yet to his
Mhm.
full capacity. So they have to be my pick. Um, they beat a struggling Celtics team. They beat a young, young talent Hornets team. but I just love the way that they've done it. So they're my good vibes team pick of this week, and my good vibes player is SGA, man, the MVP. Um, 50 ball, two double overtime games back to back, and what I'm seeing from him is he's just in Jalen Williams' absence, he's just doing whatever it takes to win right now.
Mhm.
Whatever he can do to help his team win, he's I feel like he's hit the ground running as well, and he's just locked in the steering the ship while his second guy is out, right? And he's just good vibes. SGA is not much to really say a lot for
Mhm.
SGA. So on the flip side, bro, bad vibes, bad
Yeah.
vibes, bad vibes. Who is your bad vibes team?
Yeah, of course, this episode wouldn't be complete without giving y'all our bad vibes picks. I got kind of a two. It's tied for first. I got two teams. The Brooklyn Nets and the Charlotte Hornets are my
Okay,
bad vibes teams of the week.
okay,
I think both teams right now are struggling with kind of finding an identity. I know it's super early. We're going to keep saying that. We're going to always say that until maybe mid like All-Star break, but I think both of them are struggling to find an identity. They don't really have a culture, especially in Charlotte. Um, but yeah, a couple bad losses for them to start off. Um, and that kind of leads me into my bad vibes player, you
okay.
know, none other than LaMelo Ball.
Talk to me. Talk to me.
I
Because I don't
think
know if I agree.
right, yeah, I mean stats, might say otherwise. I saw him last night. I watched that Sixers Hornets game.
Okay.
Had a couple terrible shots that I did not love at all. In fact, in real time, I was saying that's a terrible shot. Like
Why? Why?
there was 33 seconds left. It was tied. They had like 6 or 7 seconds on the shot clock. He takes a step back. This is on the left side, so left wing. He takes a step back. It grazes the rim. Philly gets the ball, and that's what set them up for that Quentin Grimes game winner, I believe. Um, so that's what really led me to say, like, damn, like maybe some things aren't changing with LaMelo. I think that at the start of the season, and even early last year before he got hurt, I was thinking, and he was putting some hellish stats up, don't get me wrong, but
Okay.
I'm waiting for him to maybe be that commanding leader on that team.
Okay.
And obviously the Hornets are super young. They got some young draft picks who two of which are starting right now with Kalkbrenner and Knipple. Um, I think, it's time for him to steady the ship a lot more. I think that he's got to be that vocal leader more. Um, he obviously is a facilitator. He's gonna direct the offense. But I'm looking for him, to take that next step. And so far it's been disappointing. Solidified with that shot. So
Yeah, I'm not mad at that. I don't know if I all the way agree
okay.
the Melo's a bad vibe. I'm not mad at your assessment of the bad shot. And I do think he's a player that's probably prone to taking bad shots. Where I disagree with is the leadership
Okay.
criticism. And why I disagree with it is because who is he leading? Right? And you touched on this. They have a young team. And I felt like has he ever really had an opportunity to lead? Has he ever had a team that should be led and we would expect them to win games? Like
No,
I feel like in
absolutely not.
his entire career, he's had a young team that we really couldn't expect to win games, even if he was the greatest leader on earth, right? In my opinion,
That's
not
a
to
good
say
point.
he can't be a better leader. I just think that I don't know that he's been given much to do so.
Mhm.
With this year's team, I actually enjoy kind of watching them. They get up and down. They're athletic. With him, Miles Bridges and Brandon Miller, they have a very exciting like trio of guard wings that get up and down and oops. So he's exciting to watch, and I just think that until he has a roster that we can really look at and say it's on you now, I'm always kind of giving him the benefit of the doubt of he really doesn't have anybody experienced with him yet
Yeah.
to really lead. That would be my only pushback. But I'm not mad at that overall. As far as your teams, bro, the Nets, I just think they just don't. They're gonna struggle to win games. Like
For
they're just not
sure. Yeah.
talented enough. And I think the Memphis Grizzlies, I just think they're banged up.
Mhm.
They have a lot of injuries to start the season.
Hmm.
So I think it's going to be a carry job low key from Ja as well to try to win games and keep them together as well as Triple J. My bad vibes team, Atlanta Hawks. Atlanta Hawks. Because all off season I've been hearing about the Atlanta Hawks um potentially having a pretty good season, right? And they just haven't hit the gig. They just haven't hit the ground running, in my opinion. You look at Trey's stats. I'm gonna look them up. And you know, I'm not necessarily the biggest Trey Young guy at all, right? And I saw that basically uh Pat Beverly had kind of clapped back at him for kind of like the way he started the season recently. But we're looking at his stats, he's averaging 20 points, 2 rebounds, 7 assists, but he's shooting 38% from the field. And to me, that's the conundrum with the Trey Young, right? Where his efficiency is just a lot of times, in my opinion, in the dumpster,
Hmm.
right? And I believe the Hawks are they're 1-2, right? And in their two losses, they're getting smacked. They got smacked by OKC for the most part. And their last game, they were beat by I forgot the other team, but they got smacked by them too. So I say all this to say they're just bad vibes. I gotta watch them more to kind of get my opinion, but they would be my pick. And my bad vibes player uh is dun, 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 I would say right now, and it kind of pains me to say it, Paolo Banchero. I think the Orlando hasn't started off how we would want them to start off. It's still early, um,
Yeah.
but I got to tune in a little bit more to kind of see. But a lot of the highlights that I'm seeing and a lot of the criticism that I'm seeing as far as narrative is that he's just taking some rough shots, right? And that was my main thing that we've touched on in previous episodes. You know, not necessarily relying on having the bag and shooting tough shots when you don't have to. Like he's too physically gifted and strong and tall to shoot some of the tough shots, in my opinion, that he shoots. And I think that's bearing fruit a little bit now.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't tuned in to like any full games. I've seen a couple highlights and he definitely settles. He's a guy that I feel like doesn't sometimes realize he's 6'10", 240, and could just be like so much better.
And I just think it's an IQ thing. I don't think he's
Yeah.
soft. I don't think he's soft at
No, no,
all.
no,
I just
no.
think it's like an IQ thing.
Yeah. But when that light bulb, goes off,
We'll
you
see. We'll
we'll
see.
see for
It's
sure.
early. So now, bro, to finish it off, I thought this was my observation watching these games was like, wow, this rookie class for the NBA is amazing so
Brother.
far, bro. It is amazing. And we can name all of them, right? I'll go
Well,
first because I know you wanted to. I'll let you finish with who you want to kind of highlight.
for
But
sure.
I really wanted to highlight the Pelicans rookies, Jeremiah Fears and Derek Queen, bro. When
Hmm.
I watched the Pelicans play, they played a thrilling game against the Spurs a few days ago. And it was amazing watching them throw those rookies into the fire. I'm watching Derek Queen battle. First of all, I was very impressed with his battling in the paint for rebounds and his defensive presence at the rim, right? He's going up against 7'5" Wemby
Hmm.
and 7 whatever Luke Cornett, who
Hmm.
are strong, not so much Wemby, but Luke Cornett, strong, physical, big guy. And this is a young rookie. He looks to be about 7 feet himself. I thought he was a little bit slower than I would have imagined,
Hmm.
but he's moving his feet, he's protecting the rim, he's battling, he's hitting the boards, boxing out, rebounding. And what I love about Derek Queen is he gets the defensive rebound and he could push the break.
Hmm.
Like that's like it's really really impressive, bro. Have you seen him?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't tuned into a lot of the Pelicans games live, but have caught a couple of their highlights. And we were familiar with Derek Queen coming in.
Yep.
There was probably some chatter maybe about his lack of athleticism, his lack of speed, but I think, he draws some comparisons to Jokic in ways.
Mm-hmm.
But he's going to be his own guy, of course. But yeah, no, I totally, totally agree with, that ability to kind of push the break at his own pace, getting that defensive rebounds, and just having him be able to get down there and scrum with the bigger guys.
Bigger
Like it's such
guys.
an advantage, especially because um, in the past couple years they haven't had like a big presence. I mean, other than maybe Valanciunas off and on. They did just sign DeAndre Jordan, I saw, to a vet minimum, which is a great pickup. But I think we're going to see a lot from Derek Queen in maybe some smaller doses that make us like, okay, this kid can definitely
I,
hold his own.
I was definitely impressed, and I think from what I saw just from that game, I'm like, oh, they may have their center of the future with for
Yeah,
everything you just said. They
yeah.
needed some size, so I agree that DeAndre Jordan pickup was needed because I think they needed some size at the center position. But just watching Derek Queen battle, I'm like, oh, if he can actually anchor a defense behind Zion,
Yeah.
and obviously he's gifted and skilled offensively, oh, they have their center of the future. On the
Hmm.
flip side, they have their point guard of the future. Because in my opinion, Jeremiah Fears is nice, bro. He's
Yeah.
nice. He's nice. He's
Yeah.
nice. He's shifty. He's quick. And one thing I haven't seen yet is the jump shot, really, the long range tray ball. But he gets into the rim. He has a nice little, he gets in the rim, maybe a little bump, one legged fade from like below the foul line over his defender. He's a smaller guard.
Hmm.
I saw early on when they were talking about him, Stephen A was like comparing him to Kyrie. And I'm not gonna lie,
Really?
when I watched his college highlights, I saw what they were trying to say. Now, it's blasphemous because Kyrie is like we know what Kyrie looks like his entire career. But in terms of having a guard who is sneaky core strength strong,
Uh-huh.
can get into his defender, kind of keep stay on balance, has good ball handling, shifty. I think he's a little quicker than Kyrie, but has just a jump shot, the middies. I saw what they were trying to say, right? And he's fearless and can get to the rim as well. So I like Jeremiah Fears. So from this rookie class, who I wanted to just highlight, outside of the normal, Derek Queen and Jeremiah Fears. Who have you
Mhm.
seen, bro?
Brother,
Brother.
VJ Edgecomb is the absolute truth, dog. Like, I just gotta say, I don't think anybody to mention the rookies you mentioned, the learning curve seems to be so much quicker now. Like these rookies are just stepping up and fulfilling what people thought maybe would take a couple years. Again, it's very early, but the small court time we've seen thus far with these rookies is incredible. And VJ Edgecomb is the truth. He's the absolute truth. He's a total package. He can supplement the ball handling with Tyrese Maxey. The dude just, I mean, against Boston, was it
Talk to me. What did
36,
you see? What did you
30,
see?
36 points, getting to his spots. He's a better shooter than I think a lot of people imagined. He's getting to the rim with ease, one dribble push cross past bigger defenders. He was getting to that rim looking like Ant-Man. I mean, dare I say he's a hybrid of, I said this 2 weeks ago, he's a hybrid of Ant-Man and Jimmy Butler, and I'll continue to say it until he's not, which I don't think is going to happen. But man, he's a way better shooter than I thought. I mean, I think he had 4 or 5 threes. Um, Getting to the lane in transition, finishing above people. I think he's about 6'4", maybe 6'5", but obviously he's got the speed, and he's just got the grit and the mentality. Like he's a guy, man, who I think they've found their shooting guard of the future. Like
Mm.
I think, you know, I saw in a preseason game, I think he had like 25, 6, and 5. And I commented, I said, this is going to be what he hits in his prime. These are going to be his averages once he hits his prime. And, it might be sooner than later, but yeah, I'm super impressed with him, man. Just his fearlessness. A lot of times rookies going to the rim, getting in that paint against the bigs or maybe a little shy, a little timid. There's none of that with him. Like
No.
he's all gas, bro. There's no breaks with him.
Bro, put him in the montage of those young guards that with super athleticism that come in and they start trying and seeing what
Yeah.
they can do. Like
Yeah.
the Ant Edwards, the Ja Morants, when they go to the rim and they miss those dunks. He's gonna have a bunch of dunks this season where they go in that montage of if only they had made it. Just you know what I'm saying? Like he's gonna have those type
Yeah.
of dunks because of the fearlessness you're speaking of. And I agree. That's why he's a big reason why the Philadelphia 76ers were my good vibes pick of the week because he's come in and like you said, his mentality, right? And I didn't see it. I'm gonna be real with you. So I didn't see the Ant-Man comparisons before.
Hmm.
After watching him play now, I see it. I
Hmm.
see it. And I see it a lot because as he improves his ball handling, he has the athleticism. As he improves the ball handling and the jump shot is going to be there, bro, I'm with you all the way. He's a dog, and
Hmm.
he's going to be special. And if Joel Embiid gets back to the level we know him to get to in terms of MVP level or a little bit below, the
Hmm.
76ers are going to be very, very dangerous. Um,
Agreed, bro.
bro, I think this has been an amazing episode. This has been an amazing week of basketball, bro. I'm excited to kind of, as soon as we get out of here, I'm going to go check out some more games.
League
Um,
pass, here we come.
League Pass, here we come, bro. This has been a good episode of Hoop Fans. I'm K Rose, with my
Boy,
boy,
Matt.
and we out, man.